will be collection of variable and member methods. Method or function both are same thing. It is a collection of member variable and member methods. Now, member variable we write. On member method also we can write. Member method. All the user defined functions of a class. All the user defined functions of a class. All the user defined functions of a class. So inside this current class, you have written multiple functions. One you have called user, next you have called home, you have written some more yesterday, we have written called print data. So this, the function is written by us. Those functions are called as this one. Member method. Okay, method you can call simple out of the class, but inside the class, whichever the function we are writing, those all are called as member method. Okay. Next we have called member variables. Member variable. Okay. The variables defined under constructor. The variable defined under the constructor using this operator. Under the constructor, whichever the variable you have written, and before variable you have written called this operator, correct? So those all the variables are called as member variables. We can write below member variable we can access anywhere inside the current class. The member variables can be accessed anywhere in current class using this operator. If you are creating a class, inside the class you have the functions, you will have variables. So those variables and function, we can use inside the class anywhere. So when you talk about the variables, those all variables that we write using this operator under the constructor, we can access inside the class anywhere within the any of the function. Okay, those are called member variables. Right. Next, after that, you write called constructor. What is the constructor? We are written in the top. Constructor, you can say it is called life cycle function of JavaScript. Life cycle function of JavaScript. It is life cycle function of JavaScript. Oops. Object-oriented programming. It is life, I should write LIFE. Life cycle function of JavaScript. Oops. Okay. What is the use of this constructor? You can write here. It get called automatically. It get called automatically. It gets called automatically while creating the object of a class. It get called automatically. When it get called automatically? While creating the object of a class. We can write here. While creating object of a class. Okay, it gets called automatically while creating object of a class. Now this line, what is this? Is get called automatically while creating object of the class. Look at here. This line is nothing but it's creating the object. Whenever this line will execute, at the time of execution of this line, this function will execute automatically. This function constructor. In your entire this page, you can see you are not calling anywhere constructor, right? So how, if constructor is not called, how the value will get assigned? So constructor you are not calling manually. Reason, as soon as you create the object of the class, automatically constructor will call, and what variable you have defined, that will get ready to use. Okay. That is the meaning of this line. It gets called automatically while creating object of a class. Okay. Now come down. Next keyword we have written inside called this operator. Before writing this, we should write object. What is the meaning of object? Object of a class. Object of the class. What is that object of the class? Okay. Internet definition. You remember what is the object of the class? You can write it is instance of a class. This is the definition from internet. Okay, in Python also definition is same or different? Same. Constructor definition? Same. Okay. In my PHP also constructor definition is same. Okay, so that is called. Okay, so object of a class, what is that? It is instance of a class. Okay, now you will ask, instance word become difficult, how to break it and how to make it simple. Okay, assume like you have some content kept somewhere. You have some content kept somewhere. Someone is demanding for the content. So there is a two way to give the content. Number one, you take the content and give to him. Number two, give the address of the content. Right? Give the address and go and take from there. Right? So when you create the object of the class, okay, what it do? It will not take the copy of the content. You see here, what we are doing? Equal to operator we have applied. From beginning to till date, we are learning equal to operator is called assignment operator. It assigns the value. Now all the content of this side will go to where? User list. Here also all the content of this side will go to where? Object. But in between there is a keyword called new. New keyword will say content. You don't go. What go? Address of the content. Address of the content. Give to whom? Object. Now in HTML you are writing object dot function name. You written no object dot function name. That meaning object have the address of entire content. So we are saying object dot content. So in this allocated memory, there is some area where the content is stored. Go there, you will find the data. Okay. It is not creating the copy. Okay, right. It is sharing the address of the location, address of the content, go and take from there. That is the meaning of object creation. So here, when you say instance, again, what is the meaning of instance? Not creating the copy of that. Okay, it is just sharing the address of the content. Come down below. If you look inside the class, you have written here this dot user list. This dot user list we are written. So user list is a member variable that we have defined under the constructor. And in the same function you have written this dot print data. Now look at here. Print data is a function of the class. When you are calling inside, we are calling with the help of this operator. Another function you look, that is called user. User is also a member of the class. When you are calling outside, how you are calling? With the help of object. With the help of object, we are calling outside. Now suppose this print data function, I need to call here. Print data function I need to call here. How to call the print data function? Definitely it will come object 2 dot print data, and inside we can pass call hi. Right? So hi will go to the print data and this hi will assign to container. Now what I'm trying to explain is when we are calling a function inside the class, we follow this operator. Same function when you are calling outside, you are following the object. So overall, to call a function from the class, you need an object. You need an object. So when we are calling inside the class, instead of writing obj2, you have to call a predefined object that will represent the current class. And that keyword is called this keyword. So the definition for this keyword will be, it represents the object of current class. It represents the object of current class. Okay, now we have class 1, class 2, class 3, class 4. Every class we can use the same keyword. Call it this. Suppose you are under the class 2 and write this dot xyz. So where is the xyz? Within the current class. Now which class? Class 2. If you go to the class 3, there you write this dot xyz. So not under the class 2, under the class 3 dot xyz. Okay. So the line is clear saying like when I want to call a function inside the class, we use the predefined operator of the class called this, not operator, object of the class called this. When we call the same function out of the class, we call the object of the class, right? So indirectly, what is the meaning of this keyword? Indirectly, what is the meaning of this keyword? We can write, it is called, it's called object of current class. Object of current class. It is called object of current class, but it works inside the class. Okay, you can write, but it works only inside the class. But it works only inside the class. Right? It works only inside the class. Inside the class means whichever the class you have, that will be called a current class. Okay, right. One more word we will be using maybe in the next example. That is called this one. Extends. Okay, extends. Extends keyword represent like when you have written some feature in one class and you want similar feature in another class, then you should save the time, and while saving the time, this keyword will help you. Call it a extend. Like suppose user list we have created in one class and similar user list we want in another class. Again, you will write entire function. Instead of doing that, just request the class 1, give me the user list. Right? That is called inheritance. Inheritance. That is called as a inheritance. We inherit the feature of one class to other class. So when one class it inherit the feature from other class, in between this keyword will come. That is called as a extends. Okay. So we can write here. It used to inherit the feature from one class to other class. It used to inherit 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 e will not come, I guess. It used to inherit the feature. It used to inherit the feature from one class to other class. Feature from one class to other class. It used to inherit the feature from one class to other class. Where you are going to inherit, that will become automatically parent. And who will inherit, that will become automatically as a child. Okay. So that's called it used to inherit the feature from one class to other class. Right. So in this, whichever the word keyword we have written, all are explained. Okay. Now you need to understand another point. I don't feel I have explained you these three things. Var, let, and this one. Call it a const. Right? Anyone can explain var, let, and const? This is the VBI question for interview. Every question people will ask you. हाँ बोलिए एक एक करके.
सर वैर जो होता है वो इम्यूटेबल ये रहता है, इसको हम चेंज नहीं कर सकते, तो वेरिएबल चेंज हो सकता है उसमें. कांस्टेंट में मतलब वो वेरिएबल चेंज नहीं कर सकते, हम कोई चीज उसको असाइन किए होंगे या कोई उसको वेरिएबल असाइन किए होंगे तो वो वैरी नहीं करेगा, वो वही कांस्टेंट ही रहेगा.
ठीक है, I will explain you. That is also valid only. That is also part of the difference itself. Okay. So like while answering, 80% people will mix the answer. 80% people will mix the answer. Okay. 3 points we need to explain. Number one, you can say whether you can change the value of all three variables or not. Number one. Number two, you need to explain whether will you redefine the same variable or not. And number three, we need to explain whether we can, and another one is called a scope of the variable. One is called whether you can change the value or not. Another one you can redefine or not. And another one is called a scope, where to access and where you cannot access. Okay. So let me write here. And after that, I'll guide you. You can remember it. Easily you can remember. First point. Okay. In the first section, I will differentiate 3 lines. Okay. That is related to value change. That is related to value change. Second line, I will explain you related to redefine. Okay. Redefine with the same name. And third one, a scope of variable. Correct? In exam, if you remember the main points, inside we can add something. Correct? If you forget the main point itself, then what will happen? Answer will be mixed. So these 3 lines you remember. When you explain someone, remember what? First, related to value changes. Second, related to whether with the same name we can create one more or not. Okay. And the third one, where to define and where to access. That's called a scope. Okay. Before answering, when someone asks what is the difference between let, var, and const, okay, you need to give some common answer. Using the common answer, while answering something common, person will be concentrate. He will be ready to listen your next answer. Okay. Main line we should not speak in first sentence. Main line you should keep for the second sentence. Main line you say something else, by then he was somewhere else, you should be ready to listen. Okay. Now we can say variable first, let var and const. What is that? It used to create the variable in JavaScript. Okay. It used to create variable in JavaScript. In case the person is blocking at that time of itself, what is the variable? You only given the question, no? It used to create the variable in JavaScript. This is a question. The person will ask, what is the variable?
Contains the value.
Contains a container that holds the value. Single line answer, okay? Just to answer and pass like that. Okay, answer and just keep inside. Next. Now it used to create the variable in JavaScript. We can create using three ways. We can write the next line. We can create using three ways. Three method you can write or three ways you can write. You can create using three ways. What are those? Using var, using let, and using const. Using var, using let, using const. Okay, written. Next, we need to explain var was used till 2015. Okay. Var was used till 2015. Let and const was introduced in 2015. Okay, you can write here. It was used till 2015. Next, you can write it came in 2015 with ECMA 6. ECMA 6 we can write shortcut. It came in 2015 with ECMA 6. ECMAScript 6. Right? So we given the introduction of variable. We given when came. Right? One more line if you write here, it will be helpful. It support old plus new browser. This should be the difference actually. Okay, वहां पे मत लिखिए उसको छोड़ देते हैं. It was used till 2015. Now come down related to value changes. Value changes. Point number 1. If variable defined using var, the value can which one change. Defined using the let, the value can change. Defined using the const, the value will never change. The value will never change. Using the var, if you are creating a variable, next line you can change the value. Correct? If you are using let, if you are creating, then also you can change the value. Using const, if you are creating, then it will say sorry, is a fixed one. You cannot change the value during the current program. Okay. That is the difference for the changes point, value point of view. Okay. Value changes can be done or not. Okay. Next one. Coming to the redefined. Redefined. Okay. Like suppose you created a variable using, if you created the variable using the higher keyword, again you can create one more variable with the same name using the var keyword. Like same name we can create again, but late and const will not allow. Okay. What is that? It's called redefine with the same name. Redefine with the same name. So point number one, we can write the variable already defined, the variable already defined using var can redefine. Can redefine. Like suppose you have created a variable. Let me guide you here. Suppose var a equal to 100. Right? Second line, var a equal to 500. Possible. Possible. That is called the variable already defined using the var can redefine. So that var a 100, b 500, sorry, b again 500. So the value of a will get replaced by how much? 500. Variable becomes a redefined. Second point I am writing. Second point I am writing called let can not redefine. Redefine. If you have created through the let, you cannot define it. Example, let x equal to 100. Again, let x equal to 500. Error. It will become again error. Become a error. Right? Next point is called which one? Const. Can not redefine. Const obj 1 equal to something. Okay, I'll not make it complex. Let me make simple. Const a equal to 100. Const a equal to 300 will give error. Correct? So you understood redefined wise whether we can define or not. Redefine or not. Right. What is the next? A scope of the variable. A scope of the variable, like suppose if I write like this, okay, So this becomes a boundary where curly bracket start, where curly bracket end. If you are creating a variable under this particular boundary, if you are able to access outside, then scope is global. If you are able to access only inside, not able to access outside, then scope becomes a block level. So this curly bracket open and close is called a block. Inside the block, if you created a variable and unable to access outside, that meaning scope is blocks. Okay. So let me write here. The variable defined inside a, the variable defined inside if 100 greater than 50, right? Assume a condition is there, becomes a block. Inside the block, you created the var a equal to 100, var, not var, let b equal to 200, const c equal to 300. Now coming out from this loop, console.log a comma b comma c. The output will come like 100, 200, after that 300. When I print outside, console.log a, so it will give how much? 100. Console.log b, it will give as a error, and console.log c will also give as a error. Correct? Also give as a error. So what that represent? B is a let, const is a, C is a const. Correct? So inside this, what and all you are able to access outside? Var. Const and let you are not able to access outside. So we can say var have the scope as a, var has the global scope, and the const and let has the block levels. You can write in the last note here. Okay. Var has global scope where let and const have block level scope. Block level scope. Okay, so clear. I hope you will not fail anywhere. Clear now? Related to that, I have sent you already the link. In that link, everything is explained. You can have a look whenever it's required. Okay, come next. This content, I think, look good content. Data, right? Data. Can you define the data? What is the data? Hmm? Can we define the data? What is the data? Huh? Data means value. Definition is endless. You cannot define the data. What is it? Okay. Everyone have their own way to answer what is the data. Okay. So data, like if you are arranging a specific type of data, then after some time the data will become property. Data will become property. Right. Last 1 year I have taken 1,000 classes. Okay. In 1 year I have taken nearly 1,000 plus classes. So in YouTube, how many videos are there? 1,000 plus videos. Okay, 1,000 plus videos. The 1,000 plus video is a assets. 1,000 plus video is a assets. Right. Now suppose 1,000 video. If one video play 1 minute, 1 minute, then 1,000 video, 1,000 minutes. Right. 1,000 minutes. Correct. That meaning YouTube will give a lot of money. Will give or not? YouTube will give a lot of money, right? They'll give a lot of money. Okay. Huh?
Viewing time.
Hmm?
YouTube, for viewing time, they will use.
Multiple factors are there. There are many parameters. See, if you have a knowledge in YouTube, you will become a live. You will become live and you will answer the question. You will answer, that is called super chat. You will answer the question of the people. Every answer 50 rupees. Every answer 50 rupees. That is what? Symbol of knowledge only, no? Who have a knowledge, every answer, that answer can be 1 minute also. Answer can be 2 minutes, answer can be 10 minutes. Huh?
Betting prediction answer that they teach honest.
By
Betting prediction.
prediction.
Betting.
Okay. That's only, no. When the data will come, surrounding that requirement will come. Okay, when data will come, surrounding requirement will come. And when requirement will come, then from there multiple angles will come out. Keep a habit to arrange a specific type of data in your life. Okay. Keep a habit to arrange a specific type of data in your life. Correct? Keep arranging. After some time, you will come to know there is a huge data. Correct? Okay. Go next. We need to cover up this part. Class 2. Class 2 is ready. Class 3 we can create. Write class 3.js and class 3.html also. Right? So come to the first class file. Write a class. Call, you can say a store. Write a class called a store. S-T-O-R-E, a store. A store. Inside the store, there will be some data. You will create another class that is called as a shop and extends from where a store. Okay, so what is called? It is called as a inheritance. In one class there will be data and another class we can use it. Now under the store we can use a constructor. Under the constructor you will create one array. From previous example you can copy paste, no problem. Class 2 you have no, maybe you can say product list. You can copy the product list and add here this dot product list. So your constructor is ready. That meaning a store is ready. There can be one shop, there can be two shop, there can be three shop, there can be 10 shop. All the shop can inherit the store and they can get the data from here and they sell inside the class, right? Now let's come to the shop class. In shop class also you have to use the constructor, and under this constructor you have to call the parent constructor. Under this you have to call the parent constructor using this one. Super. Instead of giving the name of the parent class constructor, it's called as a super. If I move my mouse here, it represents the constructor of a store. Right. So a store constructor called here, that meaning in a store constructor which data was there that got shared with the child constructor. Now the child class has the full freedom to get the product list and use inside the page. So we can write a function here, get product. Under the get product, write a, now what we will write from today, let or where? Follow the let. Okay. Whether it is supporting the old browser or new browser, no matter. We need to follow the market. Correct? So habit will change, instead of where will change as a let. Okay. Let data equal to something. Instead of something, write as a h2 call item list. Close the h2. Next, you write below map function. Forage is also okay, map is also okay. We can write this dot product list dot map. This dot product list dot map. Pname, comma, index. Data plus equal to, open the p tag, write index also, plus, put a comma, write call pname, plus, close the in all over India, Bangalore is a place where between 10 members, you will find the people are from the 5 states. That city is only one. That is called Bangalore. Okay. In Mumbai, in other places, I don't believe you will find. Right? With how many people are there? 3 to 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. In 10 only people are from 5, 6 states. Okay. Foreigner are missing because of Corona. Else in my before Corona, every batch is 1 to foreigner used to be there. Okay. Either from the Mongolia side, or maybe from the West Indies, or maybe Afghanistan. Okay. Those people used to be there always in every batch is 1 or 2, 1 or 2. Okay, rotate. Now save it now. Let's go ahead then. From here itself, we'll parcel this data to directly HTML. So instead of sending to other function, we can write here document dot get element by ID. We can write one called container dot inner HTML equal to that data variable. Okay. So data is coming from the parent class. Child class is making it HTML ready and passing to the browser. Now final, you need to create an object of the class. Come down. While creating the object, okay, we should not use even let also. Why? Because if you are creating the object using the let keyword, what will happen? The value of the variable can change. Because let says the value of the variable can change. Our target is you create a variable in such a way their value should not change. Because you are creating here and you are going to use in another file. Correct? So variable has to access from one file to other file. In between, there can be a chance where the variable value can change. If it is a var also will change, date also it will change. But if it is a const, then it will say sorry, brother. It's one time assignment. Okay. It will not allow to assign the object 3, obj 3, we can write simple 3 equal to new. After that, not the parent class. You have to write called child class. Always we need to create the object of child class. Oh. Okay. Now, so this file is done. We need to come to the HTML next. Let me know. Hope you are ready. Class 3.js file. Okay. Come to the HTML file. This file name is called class3.js and object name is called obj3 and the function name is called get product. So go to the HTML now. In HTML, script src class 3.js body tag inside the body on load. Call the function obj3 dot get product, and from get product where you are sending the data, which element? Container. Data from inherited class. A division id equal to container. Id equal to container. Working? You can run this file class3.js and see once. It should display the list. It should display the list of items. To display the list of items. Other people working for only one. Please share HTML in chat. Why HTML? I'll give you both. JavaScript also I'll give you. HTML is code is this much only, no? Take class 3.html, class 3.js, take both. Okay. If you want that HTML code, that is also okay. Around it is working. Okay. Okay, done. Come next. In the same file, now create a button. The same file, create a button. Call API user list. API user list. On click, call a function obj3 dot get user. obj3 dot get user. Okay, write it quickly. We have to come to the JS file. Okay, written. Now this file will not run directly, run through live server. Which file? Class 3. class3.html run through live server. We will be calling one API URL. This data is coming by default. When we click here, something else will come here. So come next to the class file. Write a function called getUser in child class. Okay, getUser. We can write again fetch function here. And that, remember JSON placeholder URL. Take that JSON placeholder URL and add here. User list, yeah, user. We can search on internet also, JSON placeholders. Take the URL, JSON placeholder URL. JSON placeholder URL. Users URL. Users URL you need to take. And add here. Okay, added JSON placeholder. Now let's call the then function. Then read the data from here and display inside the page. Response.json dot then again user array Okay, done. Now you can write a, you can create a temp variable outside or data variable, empty variable we can create. And here we can run the map again, user array dot map. Name of, not name, user comma index. User comma index. You can write here data plus equal to, open the division and close the division. Inside that data plus equal to open the X3, write user dot name X3 data plus equal to open the E tag, display user dot phone or user dot email. Email. Next data plus equal to P tag open inside user dot address dot city. Next again, from here we can send this data to, after the map, you can send to container. But you need to run that file now through live server. The data is coming from the API, get the data from API, live server is required. In the same place, if you refresh the page, data will come from the array. And if you click on button, data will come from the server. Something like this. If you refresh, data come from the class. You can also create one button and button click you can call this function get product. So add one more button and button click call this function. In HTML file, create one more button and button click call the get product. Object 3 dot get product.
We remove the onload, sir.
Onload, let it be. After that, create one more button. Button click, you call the